بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وإن شر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. After praising Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala and passing salutation upon His Messenger Muhammad, may peace and blessings be upon him, I grab this opportunity, but before I start, is my sound clear to you or is something wrong with it? Okay? Jazakumullah. I grab this opportunity and remind myself, brothers and sisters, we need to thank Allah Azza wa Jal for this blessing that He has given us, that we are living for another day in the month of Ramadan. And He knows that this is the month of expiation, the month of gaining the hasanat. That's a blessing that the person should know it's a great of a blessing. Just like we are living in the month of Ramadan, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will grant us the life to live the whole of Ramadan. We ask Him also subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those people who will set them free from the hellfire. So we say, Allahumma a'tiq riqabana min an-nar. And for that reason, I thought of reminding the brothers and the sisters of this time is that the person is vulnerable. And the person, he might be thinking that he's doing his ibadah, yet is not being accepted from him. For verily, this is the month of the patience, and the month that we need to master, number one, our sincerity, and number two, following the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam steps. Listen to me now, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the hadith, which is narrated in Sunan al-Tirmidhi, and Sunan Abi Dawood, regarding a hadith which is to do with the paradise and the hellfire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He created heavens, He said to Jibreel alayhi salam, go and look at it. So he went, and he's the head of the angels with 600 wings, able to hover paradise. He went and he saw enough. He went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, and Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, what did you see? He said, oh Lord, لا يسمع بها أحد إلا ودخله. No one would hear about paradise except that he wants to enter it. Then Allah Azza wa Jal had shielded that paradise with the makarih, with the things that the people do not like, with the things like pray 5 times a day, fast Ramadan, do the Hajj, and also do not make haram things, do not embark upon the haram things, and all of that, which is called the makarih, things that the person doesn't like. So it was obscuring the paradise. اذهب يا جبريل فانظر إليها. Go Jibreel and look at it. So he went to look at it. Being an angel, he could see that there is paradise, but there are shields there, obstacles, obscuring the view to see paradise. He went back. What did you see? He said, oh Lord, لَقَدْ خَشِيتُ أَلَّا يَدْخُلَهَا أَحَدٌ. I was afraid that no one would enter paradise. فَلَمَّا خَلَقَ اللَّهُ النَّارِ, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the hellfire, قَالَ يَا جِبْرِيلِ اذْهَبْ فَانظُرْ إِلَيْهَا. So Jibreel, he went to look at the hellfire. Hellfire is something that is terrifying. And the angel being able to get closer to the hellfire, because we have Malik, Khazinun Nar, he's in the fire, in guard of the fire. Jibreel alayhi salam went to see the fire, went back. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking him, what did you see? He said, oh Lord, لا يسمع بها أحد فيدخلها. No one would be able to hear about it, never mind to see it. Just to hear about it. No one who would hear about it until he will never enter it. never mind to see it. فَحَفَّهَا اللَّهُ بِالشَّهَوَاتِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surrounded that hellfire with the desires, with the things that the person like. For example, he doesn't have to pray, he doesn't have to fast, and also to embark upon the muharramat. He can't see the hellfire. So he went back. What did you see? He said, "Oh Lord, لَقَدْ خَشِيتُ أَنْ لَا يَبْقَى أَحَدٌ إِلَّا وَدَخَلَهُ." I was afraid that no one would stay behind except that he want to enter the hellfire. So this is paradise and how difficult it is. And this is the hellfire and how easy to get into it. Fasting of the month of Ramadan, which we call it the Shahr al-Sabr, the month of the patience, is a month, is a month which will make you closer to paradise because it will train you to get over this makar. And also, it's the month of the patience that will make you also to see the hellfire, never mind those shahawat. So the shahawat, which are at the moment too many in this country, so that when the person comes to the month of Ramadan, he knows that this month is a month of patience, will reduce his temptation, it will reduce also his eagerness to see the fitan. So this is the month, works in both ways. To train you to get over the obstacles to get to paradise, and also to train you to make sure that you will not indulge into the haram, where it will show you the hellfire and you will stop going further. This is the month of the patient. Ibadallah, when we know that, we link it to the ayah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which the Imam had recited tonight in his raka'at of Taraweeh. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. O you who believe, fasting was made obligatory upon you as it was made obligatory upon those who were before you, so that you may attain taqwa. This is the month of the taqwa. This is the month I train myself in order to raise my taqwa. The taqwa meter of mine has to go up. And there are plenty of things that would help you with that. Number one that would help you with that is coming to the Ramadan Taraweeh. When you come to the Salah, that taqwa would increase. Man qama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaba ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi. When you come to the fast, and the fast is not just only abstaining from food and drink, laysa as-siyamu min at-ta'ami wash-sharab, but fasting is abstaining from all haram shahawat. All of that will contribute to your taqwa. When you come to the night of Al-Qadr, and also will uplift your spirit and will give you the taqwa. When you recite the Quran and you recite it with all your heart into it, it will increase your taqwa. All of that will contribute to لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Ibadallah, taqwa of Allah as well can be seen clearly, linked to the person moves. And why is he moving? Person who's got something in his stomach, he goes to the toilet. Signal comes from there, toilet. Person who's got signal from his stomach is hungry, comes and eat. A person has got a signal from his lust and shahawat, he goes and fornicate with it. And a person has got a signal from his heart telling him fear Allah. That signal which says fear Allah, that is a signal can be weakened and can be strengthened. There's a signals might block that signal that comes from the heart. The signal from the shahwa, it might block your signal from the heart. So how can I strengthen that signal comes from my heart into my brain to get closer to Allah? This is the signal that coming from the fast. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. When the person is hungry, the person, he is tightening the screw on the shaitan. Because the shaitan runs into the human being. Rawa Abdullah ibn Ahmad. Right, coming back. Abdullah ibn Ahmad narrated in Az-Zuhd a hadith, which is the original of it is in Sahih Imam Muslim, on the authority of Anas radiallahu anhu. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he created Adam, he made him to lie down in paradise for as long as he wanted before he blew into the soul. Shaitan came and rotated around Shaitan, Iblis came rotating around Adam. He's rotating around Adam. And when he saw him ajwaf, empty from the inside, he said, he is very easy to fall down. Very easy for me to control him. So Adam alayhi salam was created by Allah, ajwaf, nothing inside. What you have inside is your blood, intestines and all of that, ajwaf. So for him to run through is going to be easy. He said, la yatamalak. He will not hold himself. So I need to make sure he's not going to running from my blood and to my system as a roller coaster. No way. I'm going to attack him. I'm going to make it difficult for him. How can I do that? This is basically the materialistic sort of explanation for it. When you get hungry, then the blood runs slowly. When you fill up yourself, the blood runs quickly. Believe it or not, when the person eats a lot, you need a lot of oxygen to burn that food. So the heart has to pump a lot. And the blood has to run a lot. And the vein has to be widened in order for the blood to get into it. And very the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Inna shaytana yajri min ibni Adam majra dami fil uruq. The shaitan runs into the human being, into the son of Adam, just like the blood runs into the veins. The bigger the vein it is, the smoother the shaitan would run. The smaller, the tighter the vein it is, shaitan will be tight upon it. Somebody would say, well, in Ramadan there is no shayateen. So what's the point? For verily, we have the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. He said, إِذَا كَانَتْ أَوَّلُ لَيْلَةٍ مِّن رَمَضَانٍ. If it happens to be the first night of Ramadan, صُفِّدَتِ الشَّيَاطِينَ. The shayateen will be chained. وَمَرَضَةُ الْجَانِ. And also the powerful jinn. Now, some of the scholars, they said, well, the shayateen which are the ones who are big, they will be locked up. The shayateen which are small, controversial. Whether this or that, they have agreed that those small shayateen will not have the same effect, whether before or after Ramadan. That's number one. Number two, well, the shayateen of the ins, of mankind, still loose. We can't lock them up, can we? Shayateen coming from the TV, coming from the radio. Come out, you see shayateen. We can't lock them up. So that's another issue as well. So in the month of Ramadan or outside the month of Ramadan, fasting will make, whether that small shaitan which has a small effect, or the shayateen which are the ins, to have an effect upon you, it will decrease it. So this is the month of the taqwa. I'm linking it to you to understand what is the taqwa is coming from. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse, and very few verses in the Quran, or even in the Sunnah, where Allah imposes upon you something, and He tells you why it is obligatory. Allah has made it obligatory upon you, not because He wants to test your iman, not because He wants to torture you, not because He wants to feel like the poor people, not because He wants to say, to see how far you can take your iman. No, it's for the taqwa. إِنَّمَا يَنَالُهُ التَّقْوَى مِنْكُمْ. This is the taqwa, for you, for your sake. And that is why you find yourself in the month of Ramadan, by yourself. More ibadah, more Quran. Even yourself is not a person who's a habit, but you come to have this tendency. And that is what the Prophet ﷺ said. فإذا كانت أول ليلة من رمضان صفدت الشياطين ومرضت الجن وينادي مناد. And there will be a caller. يا باغي الخير أقبل. O seeker of good, come forward. ويا باغي الشر أقصر. And O seeker of evil, withhold. This is not your time. This is a time for the one who is good. This is not the time for the evil. وَلِلَّهِ عُتَقَاءُ مِنَ النَّارِ وَذَلِكَ فِي كُلِّ لَيْلَةٍ. And Allah will set people from the hellfire. That is every night. Not just at the end of the night, like some of the people attribute this hadith of the Prophet of Allah. أَظَلَّكُمْ شَهْرُ اللَّهِ الْحَرَامِ شَهْرُ اللَّهِ رَمَضَانِ. In that hadith, قال أوله رحمة وأوسطه مغفرة وآخره عتق من النيران. That is the beginning of it is mercy, the middle of it is forgiveness, and the end of it is to set people from the hellfire. This hadith is not authentic. The hadith which is authentic, that Ramadan, from the beginning on and the end of it, it is mercy and forgiveness and setting people from the hellfire. Ibad Allah, I round up and last my talk with the following, which is, please make sure that your Ramadan to be accepted. The spiritual facts about it is very important. So, just like you are eager to make sure that nothing comes into your mouth, onto your nostril, from the water, from the food, and all of that. Make sure nothing goes into your heart from the haram. Nothing goes into your heart from embarking upon lies and all of that. Remember that. For very Ramadan is not just abstaining from food and drink. So the champion amongst us who treats the spiritual breakers just like he treats the materialistic breakers. Everybody is scared to drink, to make gargling of the water. Why? Because the water might go inside. So why are you scared to lie in Ramadan? Why aren't you scared to go into haram in Ramadan? Why? What is that? So if you are keen to make sure you're far away from breaking the fast with the food and the drink, make sure as far as you can from the haram. This is what the Prophet ﷺ, he said, كُلُّ عَمَلٍ آدَمَ لَهُ إِلَّا الصِّيَامِ فَإِنَّهُ لِي. Allah the Almighty, He makes the siyam for Him alone. The siyam is for Allah Azza wa Jal. Your prayer can be seen by people. Your charity can be seen by some people. Even the person who wants to hide his charity is bound to be seen. Because he's going to give it to somebody, brother, this is some money for such and such. Don't tell anybody. But you already told that person anyway. That person knew already. There's something there. We call it a human element. When the person does Hajj, people will see it. But when somebody's fast, nobody can see him. Nobody would know that he is fasting except for Allah the Almighty. The angel on the right, on the left, they are seeing what you're doing, but they don't know what's going on in your heart except for Allah the Almighty. So this is the fast that's between you and your Lord. Just like when somebody sees a dream. Oh, I've seen the Prophet Muhammad. Oh, I've seen myself in paradise. I have seen surrounded by all the prophets with me, mashallah. Now I can't say to that person, bring me two witnesses. I can't. So he could lie whatever he likes. And that is why the greatest of all lies is to show that you have seen a dream. Man ja'al aw man ara aynay. He who makes his eyes to see something that is not true, كلفه الله يوم القيامة أن يعقد بين شعيرتين. Allah will make it to tie between two barley seeds. And it's impossible to do that. Because they got no ends. Barley seeds, they don't have end. That means it's going to be a punishment for you. So this person who says, I'm fasting, he claims, but I can't see. I can't say, prove that you're fasting. How can you prove that you're fasting? You can't prove that you're fasting. But you could prove that you pray. You pray improperly. You can prove that you make a Hajj. You can prove that, but not the fast. Nobody would hang a tray on top of his neck 24 hours. Look, brother, the tray is there, I'm not eating. That means I'm fasting. Nobody would do that. And that is why your reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Azza wa Jal will reward you. Nothing to do with 10 times or 700 times. 10 times is the minimum. 700 times is the maximum. No. Something special from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a reminder. And I would like to give you some time as well to have questions regarding what we have heard, alhamdulillah. Tonight we did not have dua al-qunut. We did not have dua al-qunut, which is amazing to tell you that very rare that you find masajid and have nights without qunut. Some of the masajid, they have to have qunut every night. Double qunut, triple qunut. Alhamdulillah, that this masjid is reviving the sunnah. For verily the qunut is not to be all the time. Actually the qunut is to be less than the night which got no qunut. So the qunut night less than the night which got no qunut. So now this because the people when they see qunut every night, nobody would enjoy it. And the qunut is to be a qunut which is a simple qunut. At least not longer than Fatiha plus Qul Huwallahu Ahad. You understand what I'm saying? Was when the person recited Qul Huwallahu Ahad al-Fatiha in his witr, or Qul A'udhu bi-Falaq, like the Imam recited Qul Huwallahu Ahad al-Falaq and al-Nas, three together. And then to raise up your hand in dua longer than the Fatiha and Qul Huwallahu Ahad bi-Falaq and Qul bi-Nas. That's not right, akhi. Khaf ala al-Nas. Make it easy on the people. People already, mashallah, been all night tarawih, and you know, now dua, another half an hour dua. This is not right from this one. So the dua of the qunut is supposed to be a dua, and mashallah that this masjid revives the sunnah, alhamdulillah. And I would like you to participate and ask questions regarding the month of Ramadan or regarding the fast. Barakallahu fikum. If you have a question, please forward that question.
What's the opinion regarding praying tahajjud during Ramadan? So after the Tarawih prayer. before Fajr.
Okay, 2 rak'ah tahajjud. Okay, let me just first of all make sure you understand those following 5 names, which they are attributed to one thing. 5 names. 1, start with me, Salatul Layl, prayer of the night. 2, that is Al-Witr. 3, Al-Qiyam. 4, Tahajjud. 5, Taraweeh. Last one, Taraweeh, is not in the Quran nor in the Sunnah. It is a scholar has given that name. So, all of these 5 names is to do with for one prayer. Do you understand? It's one prayer. So you prayed now, when you prayed now, it's actually called Salatul Layl. And it's called Witr. And it's called Qiyam. And it's called Taraweeh. I can't call it Tahajjud unless it is going to be what? Later. So if this prayer was shifted a bit an hour after, it will be called what? Tahajjud. So people thinking that I have finished now Qiyam, let me go make Tahajjud. No, no, no. Your Qiyam is your Tahajjud. Because you could make it Tahajjud by making it later. So there is no such thing. There is first Qiyam or Witr and then make another 11 to 10 rak'ah Tahajjud. But he's asking me about 2 rak'ah. These 2 rak'ah, what are they? The Prophet ﷺ, he said, Man salla al-witr falyusalli rak'atayn. He who had prayed the witr, he prayed the 2 rak'ah. With investigation about it, the other hadith says, Ij'alu akhir salatikum witr. Make your last prayer to be the what? The witr. So this person who had prayed his witr, alhamdulillah, he finished his witr. But he wanted to pray because of, for example, he had missed 2 rak'ah before, or he was not planning to do it, then there is no problem to pray the 2 rak'ah after the witr, but not more than that. The 2 rak'ah after the witr, because the Prophet of Allah said, فَلْيُصَلِّ رَكَعَتَيْنِ. Otherwise, we will say to you, don't pray extra after the witr. The witr has to be the last one. When you pray your witr, it doesn't mean, I'm not talking about the 2 rak'ah, you can't pray the 2 rak'ah after the Sunnat al-Wudu. You can't pray 2 rak'ah after Eid al-Masjid. You can't pray 2 rak'ah after Sunnat al-Fajr. No, it doesn't mean that. So after, let's say you prayed the witr, person went out, came back to the masjid, he prays what? 2 rak'ah, Eid al-Masjid. He made wudu, you could pray Sunnat al-Wudu. No problem about that. But as for the night prayer is finished. If I want to pray more, 2 rak'ah, that's it as a maximum. So no problem, inshallah, to pray the 2 rak'ah. Jazakallah khair for the question. Another question from the brothers? Father Arafat? But next time you put the volume up.
When do we say Ameen behind the Imam? And if he doesn't say it, do we say it?
When do we say Ameen behind the Imam? And if he doesn't say it, do we say it? First of all, if the Imam is reciting the Fatiha, then he should raise up his voice if he's reciting the loud recitation with Ameen. That's the Prophet ﷺ, when he finished his Fatiha, كان يمد بها صوته آمين. So that is in the hadith. The person, the Imam, in the loud recitation, not in the Dhuhr or the Asr or the 2 rak'ah, last 2 rak'ah of the Isha. No, in the loud recitation, he would say Ameen. The people, when they hear the Ameen, now this is I could say ijtihadi matter. Now, من وافق تأمينه تأمين الملائكة, whom his ta'meen will synchronize with the ta'meen of the angels, and the angels make ta'meen with the Imam, then his previous sins will be forgiven. So, let's make a demonstration how to make the Ameen with an Imam who says Ameen after the Fatiha loud. So, Yarfa now, you're gonna say, I'm gonna say Wala Dhalin Ameen, and you're gonna trigger the Ameen exactly when I say not before, not after. Wala Dhalin Ameen. I didn't hear you.
Because yeah,
okay.
It's loud.
تعال قرب شوي. قربه. Right, hold it. I'm gonna say ولا الضالين آمين. MashaAllah, synchronizing correctly. He who does synchronize with the angels, whom they recognize with the Iman, his previous sins will be forgiven. Simple act. Simple act gets you so much reward, and simple this act which is wrong can destroy your all your deen. Simple act like this, all your previous sins will be forgiven. Listen how this simple act I'm going to tell you that will destroy not just you, destroy your whole deen. Abu Rinfa radiallahu anhu, he said, I was praying with the Prophet ﷺ one day, a Maghrib prayer, and Abu Bakr and Umar behind him. As soon as he said, Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, qama rajulun yashfa'. A man stood up to make his two sunnah. Umar al-Khattab, he stretched with his arm to his shoulder. He said, sit down. For verily, the people of the book before you have been destroyed because they had no gap between their prayers. Look at the simple act. He did not make a gap. He just stood up. Umar al-Khattab, he said, and he's an inspired man. Prophet of Allah, he said, in every ummah there is an inspired man. And the inspired man of the Muslim ummah is Umar al-Khattab. And if it is to be a prophet after me, it will be Umar al-Khattab. Al-Khattab, whenever he says something, becomes Quran. So when he said that, the Prophet of Allah said, Asab Allahu bika ya ibn al-Khattab. Allah made you to say the haqq. Haqq runs in your tongue. He said to him, sit down. For verily the people of the book before you were destroyed because they did not have a gap between their prayers. I mean, they link the sunnah to the obligatory. So these two sunnah looks like part of the 3 rak'ah of the maghrib. You have to separate. How do I separate? Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, Allahumma anta salam, 3 times astaghfirullah, Allahumma anta salam, wa minka salam, tabarakta ya dhal jalal karam. And also a move to the right, a move to the left. So just a small step. You don't have to swap with your neighbor. Just a small step. That is the separation between your obligatory and between your sunnah. So the obligatory followed by the sunnah, not the sunnah followed by obligatory. Obligatory followed by sunnah. Because if you do that, you'll make this obligatory longer, looks longer. So this is a simple act. So this is the question of the question. Now the Imam, he doesn't say Ameen. Do I say Ameen myself? Now that depends, you see. If I said Ameen, am I going to be opposing my Imam or not? Because إِنَّمَا جُعِلَ الْإِمَامِ لِيُؤْتَمَّ بِهِ. The Imam was made to be what? Followed. Now this Imam, maybe he doesn't mind for you to raise up your voice. Ameen. But he doesn't say it himself. As we know that the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ and the companions, when they used to say Ameen, their Ameen is to shake the masjid. ارتج بها المسجد. Ameen. Masjid will be shaken. And also the Prophet of Allah, he said, ما حسدتكم اليهود أكثر ما حسدتكم على شيء من السلام والتأمين. Jews never envied you more than have envied you on the what? Assalamu alaikum. And the what? Ameen. So how can they envy us on Ameen when we say no Ameen? Do you understand me? How can the Jews envy us on Ameen and we don't say Ameen? So do we say that salam loud or not loud? So that Ameen as well? Loud. So the Jews envy us because of the Ameen loud. That's why. Look at them. Ameen. And I'll tell you what. People enter Islam. So many people just because of the view of the Muslims, they come out of the Jumu'ah prayer. Christians, them. Look at them. They come all together. Coming, mashallah, in a way which is, they have sincerity. Coming, looking, mashallah, nice. Whereas the other religions, you know that they come out dancing, singing, not, naked, not dressed up, torn up, yeah. But these people, so they have an impact on the non-Muslim. I'm talking about of an experience of people who embrace Islam, told us why they embrace Islam. Because of that. Come people of the Jumu'ah, mashallah, Ramadan now. And I'll tell you what, one of the Christian people who are in Egypt, Coptic, he embraced Islam. He said the thing that is to make an impact, and they don't like it, that is, Salatul Eid fil Musallat. Making the Eid prayer outside, all the Muslims together. Not masajid, separate. It's the Sunnah of the Prophet of Allah. And if you want a booster of the Iman, go to YouTube, put Salatul Eid in Russia and watch. For those who knows, they know, they've seen it. They haven't seen it. whole streets being blocked by them. Wallahi, it's a power, mighty power. More than 1 million. More than 1 million. In one place. Blocking everything. I mean, there is no desert in Russia to have it one place. So, in one plain place, you could have. So, that is, as I said, and that's where the power comes in. And that's what the Sunnah, as-salatul Eid fil musallayat, not in the masajid. So, inshallah, we'll make our Eid prayer here in the musalla, bi-idhnillah. Right, the question, Fadal ya Doctor.
So this question is about adhan. When a woman gives adhan at home and no strangers around or invited in the house, does she have to cover her head when she is giving adhan? Jazakallah.
By the way, this is a sunnah with lots of people they don't know. If the woman, she is praying her prayer on her own or praying with her kids, she makes the adhan. If her husband is around or her son who's a male, then he will make the adhan. She makes the adhan, of course, just for the ones who are surrounding them, not to make it audible to the neighbors. Now, the woman, does she cover her head for the adhan? No, it's not a salah. Adhan is not a salah. Does she cover her head when she recites the Quran? No, she doesn't. She only covers her head if there's a stranger there. She covers her head in the prayer, but she doesn't cover her head when she pays charity. She doesn't cover her head when she's fasting. She only covers her head in some rituals, not there, salah. She covers her head as well when she is doing the tawaf. Why? Because the tawaf is a salah. She covers her head, even if there's nobody in the tawaf. She has to cover her head. It's part of the salah, but not when she's fasting. Not when she is giving charity. And also not when she's reciting Quran, nor when she's making the adhan. Now, تفضل. قرب.
In the masajid where there's multiple imams, if the first imam only prays 4 rakahs Isha and 2 rakahs Tarawih, and the other imam prays the rest of Tarawih, if you pray just with the first imam, does that count as the whole night?
In the masjid prays what?
Has 2 imams. One prays the first half, one prays the second half. If you just pray with the first imam, does that count?
How many rakah?
So 4 rakah Isha, 2 rakah Tarawih.
The person will not get the reward of praying the whole night unless he prays the 11 rakah. He's not praying 4. Now, mashallah, could pray about 5 imam. 2. Go with my one, khalas. Now, praise the 11. And if you have a masjid which prays 21, another masjid prays 8, go to the one which is 8. Don't go to the 21 and then leave after the 8. It's not right. If you have a masjid that's got 21, and a masjid has got 8, you've got plenty that's got 21 here, isn't it? On this road. So don't go after the 8 and leave. Don't come to this one which is 11. Don't leave at the 8. And I'll tell you what, now, there's one of these masajid, they call it Dawbandis. The Imam had made it declared in Aylesbury that if you're going to be praying 8, don't pray with us. They declared it on the speaker. They're going to beat you up, basically. They pray with us the full, or don't pray with us. Because they don't want you guys. And some of us as well, they are really naughty. They pray the 8 and then they stand outside the door chit-chatting. It's not right, Akhi. Chit-chatting outside in front of the masjid. So you just finish, go home. Yeah. Why you chit-chat there in the masjid? Annoy people there. Sahal that. Carry. Jazakumullah. Fadal. Go on. Yeah, it's very good. That's cheeky.
Just following on from Arthur's question, following the Imam. If you can either not see the Imam, or you see the Imam not making tawarruk, or raising up the hands in sujood or ruku, can you still perform these? Or
if you don't see the Imam, you perform what you think is correct. If you don't see the Imam, so if your Imam is not to be seen, you do what you think is correct. So if your Imam, for example, let's say he does put his hand right on the left after the ruku'. So if you are behind him and you see him, you have to do that. But if you are behind, you can't see him, you do what you think is correct. And even if you know the Imam, he puts the right on the left. You know why? Because it might be that the Imam just changed his mind on that day. You do what is correct. Do you understand? So the Imam put the right on the left, you put the right on the left. If he doesn't, you don't. But of course you do it according to what is the ikhtilaf with the scholars. So there's ikhtilaf after the ruku'. One puts the right on the left, and one puts it on the side. But if the imam puts his head like this, I'm not going to follow the imam. If he puts his hands like that, I'm not going to follow the imam. If he puts his like head, I'm not going to follow the imam. So there's no ikhtilaf on this. This person is not praying, he's playing. So I will go between the fluctuate between the ikhtilaf, but not the thing that is being made, not ikhtilaf. Nah. Jazakallah khair for the question. طيب. Fishing net.
Sheikh, is your opinion to recite the three qurs without the Bismillah?
You know your sound is not as loud as that machine. Come on, louder.
Is there an opinion where you can recite the three qurs without the Bismillah in between the salah?
Reciting the quls without Bismillah. Well, our Imam is not here because you're asking about something which is that. The Imam is not settling onto a madhab. Mostly it is madhab here. Some of the madhab, they make the Bismillah is part of the surah. Some of them, they say, no, it's only part of the Rasm al-Uthman, of the Quran. So he's reciting on the Maliki madhab. And for them, the Basmala is not part of the Quran. But he said Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in one of the recitation. I don't know which is Bismillah or something. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, he said. That's why we said he's jumping from one madhab to another madhab. So it's not the madhab Maliki here. So if he had done that, according to the Maliki, no problem. But to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in one surah and then to say Bismillah ar-Rahman in the surah, that's confusing to the people. Okay? And it would have been better if he just been quiet between the surahs. Better not to link surah like this to another surah. Just a bit of, gap. No. So they don't think it's one surah. Now. Well, trick تبعك.
Someone just asking the rulings on fasting whilst travelling. Should they, shouldn't they? What's their opinion? And
person who is traveling, he has an option. It's concession from Allah. I can't tell everybody fast when you're traveling, and I can't tell them break your fast when you're traveling. So it depends. I could be me and you. You are stronger than me. You're a person who can take the journey. So you fast. I'm a person, I can't take the journey, and I don't fast. So no problem. Abdullah ibn Rawaha, the Prophet ﷺ were the only two people fasting in a journey, and the rest of the companion having kebab, all of them eating. So only the Prophet of Allah, Abdullah ibn Rawaha. But listen to me now. If I'm a traveler, I'm breaking my fast. I do not break my fast in front of other than the travelers. So for example, I'm a traveler, I came to you, and I came to you delivering a talk in the Asr prayer. I'm coming from where? Whatever. It's not good for me to put a bottle of water there and start drinking in front of you. Unless all of us what? Travelers, because some of us will be breaking the fast. But nobody, you see, the taqwa before fatwa. Remember that principle. Taqwa before fatwa. It is permissible, but the taqwa tells me not to do that. Taqwa tells me not to do that. Like for example, it's taqwa for you, fatwa, yeah, you're allowed to hold your hand with the wife, yours. You're not my wife. But to go on the street holding your hands with the wife like this in front of everybody, that's not correct, actually, because people we don't know what's happening. And look here, the Prophet ﷺ was with Safiya in the masjid. When they left, the two companions from the Ansar, they saw the Prophet of Allah with the women covered from head to toe, they started going fast. Prophet of Allah, he said, slow down, she's Safiya. Subhanallah, Messenger of Allah. I mean, we will never have any doubt about you. You are the Prophet of Allah. He said, no, shaitan runs into human being like the blood runs into the vein. And I was scared that he will put a spot. He will throw something into your heart. So now, this is why we don't want that thing thrown by the shaitan into the heart of the people when you drink in front of them. You understand me now? So if you are a traveler with the travelers, no problem to break your fast with them. But amongst other than the travelers, you still go to the resident people, don't show them that you are what? Drinking. That is why the women who are in their menses, they're not supposed to eat and drink in front of their children. Because their children what? They don't know. Do you understand me? Their children and the women, when their menses, they're not supposed to eat and drink in front of people who do not know whom they are their menses. In front of their family, their father, they know them. But the children, they don't know. And in front of other strangers, they don't know. So we have to be careful on this issue. So the Prophet of Allah said, she is Safi. See, imagine now, I could see a sheikh, mashallah, is righteous, I know him very good. He was chit-chatting with a woman, very young, not dressed up. What comes to my heart? Well, something, well, how can he be chit-chatting? And then I'm finding myself, no, he's a sheikh, I'm sure he's good, could be. She's maybe his mother-in-law. She's married to a river. She's mother-in-law, but doesn't come to my mind. But I was just a sheikh, no way. But there is something in my heart when there. Then after days, somebody else said, you know, Sheikh XXX? Yes. He was naughty. You know something? I believe you, because I've seen him with that woman. You see that? That thing came from the heart now, back. And that is why the Prophet of Allah, he killed it straight away. He said, in the Hasafiyya, he killed it, khalas now. She is my wife. Yes, you're not going to believe now, but later on, maybe the two companions might hear the hypocrites talk about the Prophet, and then they will have something. Khashid. And yakli. So no matter who you are, companion or a prophet or anybody, Shaitan will throw something into your heart. Even the prophets. Shaitan comes to them, but of course they're being safe because they're the prophets. Shaitan wants to do anything to them. He wants to, like when he came to the Prophet of Allah, he wants to what? To throw a fire into the Prophet ﷺ. And the Prophet ﷺ, he had sought refuge from Allah Azza wa Jalla. He got him like this in the prayer, from strangled him. So he come to the Prophet ﷺ, Iblis and his awam, all of that. They have declared the war against us. So we have to declare war back. فَاتَّخِذُوهُ عَدُوًّا. That's what Allah says. Take him as an enemy. You have to take him as an enemy. Now, تفضل. Last question, خلاص.
Sheikh, if you have
go on.
If you have basically your family, your parents, and they find it hard to obviously attend the Taraweeh at the masjid, and obviously your wife, if they find it hard due to the kids and so forth, is it more recommended to establish the prayer at home or still come to the masjid as an individual? Like,
so again, your family? What?
If they find it hard, example, your parents are old and they want to come to the masjid,
yeah.
Like your parents or your wives, they want to come obviously, but they can't due to the kids.
So you do it at home? Go, yes. Aksar. Right, good question. Very good question. Last question, we're going to finish with this because the administration said otherwise going to be charged money to stay on. You have to pay money. Verily, this question is very important. Do I pray with my family? Cannot pray in the masjid? Or pray in the masjid? Listen to me. All the time, the Taraweeh prayer is in the masjid. It is in the masjid, or where the people gather. It is not to be done at home. Now if your father and your mother cannot go, no problem, because it's not really compulsory prayer anyway. Even if it's compulsory, you don't have to go. As for the women and the children, we say to them, if they can't come, it doesn't matter. But I would say to the husband, it would be better for him, for example, that he babysits and he let his wife to go. If the masjid is not far away, because this is a prayer for the women to come for the prayer. So if she is secure and safe, and the masjid is not far away, and you could give her a lift, and you sit with the kids, alhamdulillah. Why should we deprive the sisters as well from praying? He babysit and let the woman go away. She babysits. No, it'd be good to come to your wife. So subhanakallah bihamdik ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.